Welcome again, Earth Science peeps. This is video number 2 of possibly 2. There might be a third one coming up. But anyway, now we are going to talk about a rift valley and a failed mid-continental rift that happened in Michigan. We talked about this in class earlier. Let me zoom this in real quick. All right. If you remember, this is and this is on the edge, the eastern edge of Africa, and we can see Africa here, Ethiopia, southern tip of Africa here, and the desert there. This is what we called a continental rift zone, and we can see the three arms of the rift zone. There's one here. There's also one there, and there is another there, which then splits here and also splits there. This was caused by a doming of magma underneath the continent, which pulled these things apart, and you can see the mountainous region there. We've got a little bit of igneous material that comes up, and some igneous material that bubbles up here. This is an ancient formation, and anyway, this is how a mid-continental rift occurs. Now in Michigan, hold on one second, there we go. In Michigan, what we see happening in Michigan was we saw a very similar thing. However, instead of forming a rift, it kind of failed. So with that other video that we talked about earlier, we can see the interactions of all the continents. Remember that all these continents were all kind of hooked together, and this is the basement rocks of Michigan, the really hard granite. When they were converging each other, we have some igneous material that bubbled up along the Keweenaw Peninsula here, and again an Isle Royale up here, and this is basically the result of those collisions of the continents. And this is the Pinocchian mountain range right here, and basically all these rocks right here was in a mountainous region at one point. Now over in Wisconsin and in the western part of Michigan, sedimentary weathering has kind of diminished the heights of these mountains, but we can see right here that right along the Keweenaw Peninsula here, and also up in Isle Royale up here, this is where a lot of igneous mountains and all the minerals were deposited. Here is the reason why. Now we can see right here, this is the mid-continental rift that failed. Somewhere along the lines, after all the continents started smashing into each other, Mother Nature said, well, wait a minute, you know what, let's make a new continent. Let's rip this baby right apart. And so she started. We got one arm that came down here, one arm that came down here, and before she got done, she said, wait a minute, I'm going to put one up here, but you know what, I don't really want to do that, so we're not going to do that one right there. So anyway, when these were being ripped asunder and the ground was separating up on the edges of these little caverns here, we can see igneous material bubbling up here, creating mountains, here creating mountains, and then a mountainous region here. And you don't see it now, but there was some igneous activity right through the center of the Michigan Basin there.